mechanically. If you use the cells in your body, you will raise the awareness that you have. You become more expanded in your awareness. You become more of a loving, compassionate human being, and those thought feelings will keep you alive and fresh till the end of your life. Otherwise, when you will say, "Oh, I'm so tired, I'm so weak, I'm old," and your children get fed up and the children walk up, they say, "We have got work to do, we don't have time." What is this life? Hmm? So we have to think of it for the future, for yourself, for your children, for the world around us. Use your mind to think. And in some Western countries, they help that in the training of childhood, in schools and colleges. They ask them to write essays on things that they might have just vaguely heard. Then they will think, they'll go find reference, they'll look and they'll write that essay. Fifth, sixth, seventh standard. You ask your children here, if you do not have the same topic that the teacher taught in class, they won't do it. So we are damaging the children. And this is a country that has such great culture because of the things that were used. So that is it. So if anybody of you is in the education sector, please put that in your area. They're coming to understand it a little more. And often we didn't only learn it in school, we learned it in the homes also. The father would do something, mother would do something, and they'll say, why I'm doing this? Because this and this and this. Or, why are you putting that screwdriver there? Why not use a knife? And then you're keeping your brain cells constantly engaged, and that helps you to become an clearer and wiser person in the long run, and useful to society because you're wise. Okay. So you saw the frog in the well, right? We are all frogs in the well because we all live in our own family, our own sense. Whatever our surroundings are, and family will be other families with whom we'll gossip, same ideas. This is our person. You go to a politician today, they'll say, "Oh, that person is not our man, so don't give him that job. This is our man, give him that job." Why? You can also take a bribe from him. You see how we allow the whole culture to go down, and we all are responsible. And for any little thing, adu nammavaralla, namtara alla, avaru bereavaru. Why is everybody bereavaru, bere namtara alla? Everybody is us. You follow certain qualities, they follow certain qualities, but same Atma in every person. This is Advaita Bhavana. Expansion makes you move into Advaita. And that is what centuries ago Adi Shankara brought back into the world. It was all dying away, and he brought it back. At what age? When he was 13, 14, 15. He rewrote the entire Upanishad Bhashyas at that age because his thinking was already sharp. So he was able to, and he gave it to people. He gave it to the world, not just to India. He gave it to the world so that we can follow and become wiser. But of course, those who are interested will go deeper into it and they will benefit. That's all. In any country. Many people you will find, I know many of my students in the United States who have such sadhakas, you will never find them in this country. For 25, 35, 36 years, they've been practicing, not just asana pranayama. They've gone into Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. They want to understand why. What is this thing called vritti? What is this thing called gunas, rajas, tamas, sattva? What is it? Oh, that day I felt like that. So that was rajas. They do the personal, they carry their laboratory with them. And if you become like that, then you can also get the benefit of it. Otherwise, many, many lifetimes will come and go, come and go, come and go until something really hits us hard. And then we will say, okay, this was wrong, my thinking. Let me change. So that's the thing we have to remember. So this is the reason I said all this. So now we are coming to Chit. You put the image of Narayana on the water. Narayana. Na means not. Ra means, I told you, fire, the perishing. That which doesn't perish is called Nara, eternal. Because the Supreme Consciousness has no time frame. It is timeless, it's beyond time and space. Nara. Ayana means that which is lying on eternity, on eternal. You're not able to get it? Get it. We'll wait for it to come, but meantime, I'll keep talking to you.
We are able to.
Of Narayana, that is where it is said that Narayana, the eternal, that which does not perish, the truth, sleeps on the waters of eternity. So you'll have stories and pictures, and you say Narayana is lying on the Milky Ocean. Milky Ocean doesn't mean anything to us, but this is what they're talking about. He is the eternal one and is sleeping on eternalness, eternity. There is no time. It's always there. It was there in the past, it is there now, and it will always be there in the future also. That Supreme Consciousness is called Narayana. Now, Narayana has certain qualities. Actually, no qualities, but for us to understand, we say certain names. We say it is Nityaga. It is always there. Nitya means always. Every day it is there, permanent. It is Nirguna. That is, it doesn't have Rajas, Tamas, Sattva qualities. It has no specific qualities because that Supreme Consciousness is in everything, no? So which do you say this is his quality? Because everything is his quality. So they say Nirguna. He doesn't have anything. When he takes the form, he gets the quality that that form is supposed to work out. Like your quality, my quality, we are different. And one of the most important things you must learn about the Chit, it's called Chit. The Supreme Consciousness is called Chit. The medium through which Chit works is called Chitta. We all have Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahamkara. And it's part of creation. Manas means that which is logical. I look at something, oh, so this must be that must be that. Buddhi is what is the discriminating force. What does it discriminate between? What is the permanent and what is impermanent? Say I'm a businessman, I want to make a business proposition. Then I think to myself, should I make this proposition? Is it going to be long-lived or is it something that will not last long? A short thing, I might make an investment, it might go off. I must have that buddhi, it's called, to know that this is more viable, more future-oriented. It will be there forever. Now, as you move up in sadhana, you are trying to find yourself, what is the truth? Is what I believe the truth, or what I realize is everywhere? Is that the truth? Then I understand what I believe is a fact. And the fact is related to the narrative of my own mind. And my mind is conditioned by the envelope around which I grew up. Plus the social ideas that have come through that social group. Sometimes people will say somebody dies, only the body has gone. But they'll say, I have to go and see. Why? Because everybody is going in our family. If we don't go, then other people, what will they say? So you're not going because you're caring for that person. Because in society, you don't want to be made small. Now, is that a fact or is it the truth? You have to answer. And again, when you go to see the body of the person, what are you going to look at? They say, see the face and come. What are you going to do looking at somebody's face when they've gone? Because if you are an evolved sadhaka, when you look at that face, you will see a slight luminescence. That means in that face, you have seen that this spirit, the soul has left the body with the light, or it is leaving. Also, this person I loved and is gone, the soul is at peace. You understand? That is why we go and look at a face. Everybody says, I'm just go and see his face. Mukha nodbitu barbeko. Why do you want to see the face? Because mentally everybody comes, and if we don't go, people will not like it. So look at our culture, where it has come from, where it is to what it has come down to. Because we are so conditioned by societal um, reasons which have evolved through time according to different situations. That conditioning is called the chitta ashuddhi, the uncleanliness of the chitta. Because you're so clouded, you're not looking at reality, you're looking at an illusion. My mother said this, so there must be a point in it, I'll follow it. I have a very good friend. She was in her 20s and I was in my 30s. I was going with her and her mother in Bangalore. At a particular, there is a divider in Bangalore, no? So you have to look and watch before you cross. The mother just darted across, and the daughter, like a duckling, went immediately behind her. And I was petrified. I was afraid whether something could hit her. Then afterwards, I said to her, I said, you know that you have to look when you cross. Why did you go like that? She said, no, from a young age, I'm used to going behind my mother. So wherever she goes, I will go. Now, think of this. This is ashuddhi of chitta. You have to use your chitta. Chitta in which your supreme consciousness is activated there. It's moving, but you're painting it up with different colors, like Holi. The face of person you see with colors on the face is not the person in Holi. But this is what we do to the soul. We go on painting it with this one said, that one said, I know this, and now it's got worse because you've got reels and whatever you have, whatever it is, various things. And through that, you get so much fake information, and you read it, and somebody tells you, don't look at it, it's fake information, but your mind has got attached. And you're putting out a negative vibration there when it matters. And then we are creating a war around us because it's the confusion of the entire consciousness is going on. So what does the divine do? He, and we say she, because Shakti, the power, the dynamic aspect of the consciousness is called a woman, Shakti. And the consciousness is called a man, Shiva and Shakti. So what does Shakti do? She makes a huge churn in the collective consciousness. Because there's so much points of war here, there, greed, anger. It need not be war. I want to grab something from you. I might just grab it quietly. As I'm walking on the road, you see children picking flowers from some house. I called these children when they are near my house. I said, why are you going and pulling that? Somebody has nurtured it. But there will be parents who said, you brought it, good for you. So we encourage these acts because it suits us, it satisfies us, and it falls within the narrative of our social conditioning, which our parents have taken, carried on. Parents have brought many more wonderful things, but that we don't take because it doesn't matter to us. So there is a quality that you have to see as the Shakti, and this Shakti is called Kali. Kali is the Shakti of time. You saw how space came, into creation. Time is always there, eternal. But when something comes into creation, it has to be time bound, I'm created today. Some years later, I won't be there in this form. So I may be somewhere else in another form. So the quality of time has to come in. And time has certain specific qualities. Time is an absolute necessary part of Chit or the Supreme Consciousness. So you will find that time is something we have to know what it is about rather than just looking at something and understanding it. Okay? So this is the base of tomorrow, starting the Devi Mahatmiyam, 3rd chapter. First chapter was about Mahakali, second Mahalakshmi, now Mahasaraswati. So what is it about Mahakali that you have to understand? Time. She is the unending power of time. She creates this turbulence in the world so that things can get right. If you have something put into one dish, you shake it a little, to make it even. This is what is happening in the world. Every now and then you will have a war or a pandemic or something major that will make everybody sit up and say, what am I doing here? Your fears will come out. You'll try to find a healing situation for the fears. This is Mahakali. So she is the Shakti of Kala. Kala is time. And she's a Shakti, so she's called Mahakali. So there are certain qualities of time that we have to understand. First thing, it's a Karana Dravya. Karana means a causal, something that causes, a thing that causes the something else to happen. Karana Dravya means it's a part of the supreme consciousness, not the whole of it. And that part is responsible for creation, sustenance, and destruction. Because what is time? We only say time. He was there yesterday, today is not here. And he says somebody else is born in that, or maybe that is him. So something comes back again and again and again. So Kali does not just destroy. In that destruction, she destroys the negative qualities that we have, and she gives us an opportunity to take a fresh body and see differently. For example, if I'm a queen somewhere, I'm looking at a beggar in the street. I might give some food or something to the beggar, Annadanam, and I might feel, what a nice person I am, I've helped her. But beyond that, I'm not seeing why is she hungry, what is it that is necessary for her, how am I helping, making her better. So my thing is very temporary, my help. So when I'm thinking of that, of this person, I'm thinking in my mind, I wonder what it feels to be like that woman, because I've not experienced being a beggar. From the point of view of a queen, I'm looking at it. Now, what will the beggar be thinking? Beggar will think we are so miserable and we don't have food to eat. Look at all those rich people, the woman who's sitting as a queen, what lovely food she must be having. But he doesn't know, that beggar, if it's a male, I'm saying, he would be imagining that I'm having a wonderful time. So what does each person think? The other person is happy. You don't think that your problem is there. So the queen will think that the beggar is so free, he has nobody to bother about. I have to look back and see the taxpayers. I don't know who will invade my country tomorrow, who's going to come and fight with me. The beggar doesn't see all that. She knows because she's a queen. The beggar feels that he have been so, I haven't eaten for 3-4 days, no food for my children. When I don't eat, I'm becoming weak, I'm getting sick. I've seen somebody die in my community. He knows about himself. She doesn't know him. He doesn't know about her. He thinks the queen is having a wonderful time because she has everything she wants. So if you have to experience, if a queen has to experience what a beggar is going through, what has to happen? You have to move from being a queen to become a beggar, right? So like that, we have many. So death is a necessary part of life. It comes so that we can, you have experienced all this, okay, now you experience the other part. So you may be born, if a queen may be born as a beggar may be born as an apple. An apple may be born as a king. All these are the things that we want to be, so that this is the Devi's way of helping us experience different things. And in experiencing it, all those memories are there as vasanas in the chitta. Some of it you say DNA. When you see a grain of rice, or say a mustard seed, you ask, where is the intelligence in the mustard seed which tells it must grow, give out the small sapling only after so many years, become a tree only after so many years, give fruit only after so many years. You cut the mustard, do you see any brain or somebody functioning? No. That is called Jnana Shakti. That is that wisdom inside everything in creation, which brings back old memories of growth, what you call DNA. And that helps you. Plants and animals follow it automatically. You will see a dog behaving like a dog only, no? Human beings, we've been extra smart. We think we know better. But we are following the same DNA. A wise man's son will usually be a wise man, unless the wise man has not taught the child, but it will be latent in the child, the DNA. It's called vasana. When the opportunity comes, it will come up in the child. And he'll say, hey, this is this, this is that. So Sanskrit scholars, who is a wise man, he might have a grandchild who doesn't learn Sanskrit. It doesn't matter. He may be working in a computer firm, but that memory of understanding and knowing and growing comes. Suddenly he might start a breakthrough in AI. So you see that intelligence is kept up through the practice of death and life, because death will give you an opportunity to experience many, many things. And in your experience, one day we'll be born and we will remember the memory. Hey, I came from that particular place. Where? From the Supreme Consciousness. And everybody has come from that. So why am I thinking I'm a Brahmin, she's a Kshatriya, somebody is a Vaishya, Shudra, all that. Why are you thinking like that? It's all the same. You're just born in this family. If you had been born in this family, you would have been a Brahmin. In that family, you're a Kshatriya. And what does the Shastra say about the caste system? It's not caste, it's Varna, they call it. A man who is pursuing knowledge and wisdom is called a Brahmana. Brahmajnani Brahmanaha. Just because you're born in a family where they do the thread ceremony regularly does not make you a Brahmana, Krishna says. Person who deals with protecting the dharma, that is a Kshatriya. So he must have certain ideologies that he is protecting. Then you come to a Vaishya. Vaishya is a person who has those traits which help him to work with food and food processing, how food can be given equitably to everybody in the whole world. You look at pictures of African children. And then there is the other day I read about in one of the UN nations, they wanted Africa to be a part of it, and it was put down by Trump. But here they are the ones who need it much more than we who have it everywhere. So a person who deals with that sort of to and fro trade, merchandising, marketing, which treats with equitability for everybody, that person is called a Vaishya. Then when all this is there, there are somebody who has to do the back team work, no? If you want to build a house, you might have the architecture, you might have but there are construction workers who have to do it, and they're specially trained. You cannot have the engineer coming and lifting one brick and putting it with cement. He may not be good in it. So those people are called Shudras. They are Swami Satyananda used to say, the whole backbone of society stands on the Shudras, not on the Brahmanas. Why I'm saying this is because there is a strong dislike from one community to another. This is Nammavaru, that is somebody else. There is nobody else. The Atma has no gender. Atma is not male, female. It has no nationality. There is no American Atma, Indian Atma. There is no color difference. You can't say the black Atma, brown Atma, yellow Atma. Then it doesn't have gender. You can't say it's a male Atma, female Atma. Atma is like the Supreme Paramatma. It has no qualities. The mind that it comes, the body that the Atma takes to evolve to being the Supreme Consciousness, that is dirtied by the conditioning of the Chitta. So I told you, Manas, Buddhi, Chitta is the medium through which Chit works. Ahamkara. Ahamkara is me. I am somebody. This is what you'll come into the third phase starting tomorrow with Mahasaraswati Jnana Shakti fighting Shumbha and Nishumba. So what is the I and mine? You have to understand who is I. What is mine? Do I take anything when I go? I remember one instance when Swami Satyananda had come. There was a big gathering. He went to give a talk somewhere. I happened to be in the audience. And when he gets up on the top to sit, he leaves his sandals behind, chappal, ordinary. When he came back, they couldn't find the chappal. Somebody had walked off with it. So the people who had called him, they were very upset. They said, Swamiji, we'll get you a new sandal from the shop. We'll go to Bata, etc. So he said, why are you all so worried? I came with nothing and I go with nothing. What is it? If there's no chapel, I have my feet. So that has to be part of your action, not just thought. Many people will say that, but to really not bother and to be able to walk somewhere or in any other situation like that, manasa vacha karmana. The mind should have the same ideology. The voice should go according, what you say should be in tune with that. And your action should be aligned. Mind, the thought, word, and action should be aligned. Then you're making a vibrational breakthrough. And that is what Rama had. And he wouldn't think one thing and say something. That's why if Rama said something, it would be the truth. He'll stand by it. He'll either die or stand by it. So that is, these are all stories, not to say, oh, Rama is so great. You have that Rama inside you, everybody. So it's giving you a clue that here, if your mind and your walk, your what you say and your action are in line, they're aligned, you're aligning into a very positive vibration of wisdom. Otherwise, you're confusing that chitta. So this is what I'm telling you about time. Time is a fundamental necessity for embodied beings. We are all embodied now. We have to go from one body to another body to understand the reality. And when you understand and you keep it in your mind, that becomes a memory, a vasana in your chitta. So in another lifetime, you're born somewhere, you'll say, oh, that man was born in such and such a family, but he's not at all like his parents. No, father was a great businessman. This fellow is just roaming without anything because that vasana has taken him. So the vasana can be good or bad. It depends upon what you hang on to. So if it's a negative vasana, it may be something that takes him on the side, not like his father, who might have been a great businessman. Now, supposing his father was a businessman after a lot of corruption, the boy may have a vasana which says, don't be like that. You are looking for the truth. So maybe that is why he has gone. So we don't know why children are choosing the professions that they are choosing today. Even they don't know sometimes. They say, I like painting, I'm going into it. I like horse riding, I'm going into it. Caring parents will say, go ahead, do it. Whatever you want to do it in a full-flown manner. And when you do it fully, then you will understand the shortcoming and the good aspects of it. Then you go deeper and you would find your old memory, the smriti telling you, I have, of course, that's true. We all have come from the same source. And what is that source? That source is supreme, omniscient, it knows everything, omnipotent, it's powerful in any situation, omnipresent, it's everywhere. And that's what I am. But in our finite mind, even if we understand it, I cannot imagine like I'm everywhere. No, I'm here only. But if I know I am everywhere, I will be compassionate to you. For example, you have a problem. I will not judge you. But there is some part of me in you. By judging you, I'm judging myself. So even if you're a rotten person, I will not say somebody is rotten. Because that is their nature that is making them do that because of previous samskaras, vasanas, and that is Mahakali making you do that so that you will eventually, out of that difficulty, learn something that is wiser. So Mahakali is always shown as a fierce. You can show that picture of Mahakali. This is Mahakali. Death is seen as Mahakali. So she's fierce, she's terrifying. So when Krishna showed his Vishwarupa Darshana, he showed himself as the entire world. It was so terrifying to Arjuna because it's one thing to show it in a movie with different faces, but you see the entire consciousness as one. It can be scary because you're only used to your body. And then he says, Kalosmi, Aham Kalosmi. I am time. Time is what is eternal. You come out of time, you go back into time according to the forms that you have been taking So that which is created by Mahakali. Time and timing. Mahakali is timing. She teaches you, she puts you, okay, this person needs to learn this. So let's give him that opportunity. It's not because they want to punish you. Let us give him this opportunity to learn this. So they put you into this opportunity that you're not used to. If you have that bhakti or faith, you will say, Amma, you have done it for my good. So there must be something I need to learn. What is it I need to learn? That is how you get a guru. The Devi herself comes as a guru because you have faith in her. That energy comes into the guru to guide you. But then if you listen to the guru, you learn. If you don't listen, then you don't learn. You come back again for a different situation. So this was another time of something about evolution and time. It's an intrinsic part of the Supreme Consciousness, Kala. And it is necessary for the purpose of evolution because every form needs to experience other forms so that eventually it will come to the Advaita Bhavana that we are all one actually. Why did I think I was separate? So your compassion will become more. Then this is the expansion of the mind. The finite become infinite, which is called Sanatana Dharma. And the ideal of Sanatana Dharma is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That means the entire family, not just my family, the universe which is a family is Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Narayana in one form. So everything is part of it. So when I dislike something, as a habit I might dislike, I must immediately remember, why do I dislike it? Because this happened, this happened, this happened, but I don't need to dislike it. So I learn to handle it. You see, some soldiers in training, if you have seen, you may not have seen, but you can find out they are put to do very difficult tasks. Some of it will be walking through slush and dirt and mud, which is filthy, because they will be put into those situations later. In a war, you can't say somebody will put a red carpet and say, come and fight. So they train them. Like that, we are trained by the Mahakali, which is an aspect of Durga. She trains us by giving us difficulties in different lifetimes. The more difficulties you have, it means you have more of her grace. It is her grace that gives you faith. What will this fellow, like the frog in the well, no? He won't understand. Why should I teach him? Why should I take him anywhere? And she won't bother. So you make the choice. That's why they say man is free. We make our own destiny because we choose what we want to follow and why. The why, what we do is manas. Why we do it is the buddhi. Ahankar is a personal narrative, which is a necessary part of creation because you have to have some identity somewhere. So this is it. And you have to understand what death is. That's a very important part of sadhana. That is why Devi Mahatmiyam starts with Mahakali. Because unless we understand what is death, fear will always be there. When you understand that this is not what it is, I'm still alive, only my body goes. Then when you know that, your fear will become less. And then you get used to things and you learn to be that. And when you do the Kali sadhana, that's why people always start with Kali sadhana. And that is why very great rigid people will go sit in a smashan bhumi, that is in the cremation ground. As you're face to face with death, you recognize what is death, what is happening, why people are crying. When a person dies and the body is burnt, is there any energy left behind? There is. And they pick it up because they have made their sadhana so sharp, they pick up the pranas, they pick up the vasanas left behind. And they will take the good vasanas and they will remove the negative vasanas for the person who is going to be born again. So there are many, many things when you go into why learning about death is so important, especially in this any sadhana. The first thing, because Patanjali will say, what prevents you from growing higher is the kleshas. Kleshas are the bonds that don't allow you to go across. What are kleshas? Avidya, ignorance. We'll come to that later. Asmita, that I am there, I am separate. Raga, desire. When you go and get what you desire, dvesha, anger. Abhinivesha, fear of extinction. Abhinivesha is a fear of death. And you have to come backwards in sadhana, handle abhinivesha first in sadhana. So, abhinivesha, you handle this fear of death, what death is. Understand death as just a necessary part of eternal time which changes course here and there, but who you are doesn't change. Only your faces, your colors, what you are going through in life, whoever you are listening to, all that keeps changing birth after birth. But your pure consciousness, chitta shuddhi, they say, when abhinivesha goes, you get chitta shuddhi. The mind is clear. You're able to see things very clearly, not as illusions of your own making. So this is the foundation. So now, there is you must have heard this song, chant by Adi Shankara, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudamate. You heard? Say Govinda, say Govinda, say Govinda, you fool. Mudamate means you dumb. Govinda is not the person. Go is a word that means the Omkar, it means the earth, it means all that is permanent, the supreme consciousness. Vinda is he who knows that supreme consciousness. So when you say Govinda, it also means cow. So Krishna was a cowherd. So people will say, oh, you're calling Krishna. No. What they mean by Govinda for Krishna, he acted out something in our way of understanding things. So, okay, you say Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Over a period of time, you'll understand this is what it means. Even if you don't understand, you're aligning with something which is supreme. So Shankara says, Ma kuru dana jana yavana garvam harati nimesha kala sarvam. Don't have pride, in dhana, in wealth. I'm so rich, I've got so much. He doesn't have. We've got a Lamborghini. He's got only a Morris Minor. You know how it is? Wealth. Dhana jana, people. I have a big following. You see, people who have followings. Somebody wrote to me the other day and saying they wanted to be my follower. I said, I don't believe in followers. My guru never told me, follow me. He said, listen to me and you act appropriately the way you want to. Krishna tells Arjuna, after all the talk, he tells Arjuna, okay. Arjuna says, now I've understood. And Krishna says, now you think what is appropriate and you do it. That is following. Following has become from everything from the sublime to the ridiculous we come. But anyway, so don't follow anybody. My guru used to say that, don't even follow me. Take the knowledge I'm giving you, the guidance, and put it to test within yourself, and then do what you think is appropriate. Because I don't have the same consciousness my guru has, no? So if he goes and sits with a dog and eats the same leaf, do I have that consciousness to go sit there and eat? So I can't pretend to do his job. So I have to come to that level to be like that. So that is Dhana Jana Yavana Garva. Youth. You're so attractive when you're young. No, everybody is. Even children are cute when they are small. When they grow old, animals, a tiny puppy is cuter than the older puppy. A plant, when it's giving a little flower first time, it's so pretty compared to a full lush forest. Don't even be proud of that, he says. Why? Because Harati Nimesha, within a second, not even a second, an eye blink. Nimesha means a blink of an eye. Harati, it destroys the whole thing. Nimesha, Kala, Sarvam, time. At any time it can come and just dissolve the whole thing. So what are you saying? I have this, I have that. How long will you have it? It can wipe away your entire business, your entire following. It can wipe away your beauty also. You see the pictures of Miss India 20 years ago and see them now. Nobody remains permanent because the body is shiriyate iti shariram. Means that which is constantly decaying is called the sharira, the body. Only the Atma within you, the consciousness within you is not decaying. It is always there, was there, is there, will always be there. Okay. So now, when you're coming to the need to desire to remove suffering, because everybody suffers for something or the other, no? First thing you do is first work with the sadhana of Mahakali. If you're going into it in a straight manner, ordinarily you understand that death is a moving thing. It is, you don't die. Nothing dies. Because if something dies, where will all the garbage be put? Even garbage doesn't die. You can change it into manure. Nothing dies. So Mahakali is the Kriya Shakti. Kriya means the action. And she brings action. Where she goes, she can create hell in that place because it needs that to change. Otherwise, we can sit very comfortable with what we have. No, that sense of being entitled. Some people call it being entitled. I think I ought to get it. Why should I bother? Yesterday, one MLA said some IPL match or something is coming over the weekend. They told him, please come and get the ticket. He said, why should I? I'm an MLA. Why should I stand in a queue for a ticket? I'm supposed to get it because I'm MLA. At the same time, somebody sent me this. Somebody also sent me another picture of the Denmark king. I think it was Denmark, Dutch prince, the prime minister. His last day in office, he said goodbye to all the parliament people and all that. He came out of the parliament building. He took his bicycle and rode back home. So this is what we have to see. It's two different things. No, learn from it. That's what we need to do. God goes on giving us examples and examples to learn. We may not go to a forest and sit in front of a rishi, but the consciousness is a rishi. It says, oh, she understands only this language. So in this language, I'll teach her. Somebody else, some other way of behaving, I'll teach in that language. So that is why this form and change is so necessary for evolution. So death is a needful part. And that which makes the change happen, the Kriya Shakti, the powerful thing is called Mahakali, came in the beginning. Second one is Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is, now we have good things happening to us, no? And we think, yes, the other day I went to a house of a good family friend, very close family friend. She had put up a picture of Mahalakshmi on a lotus and coins. She had stuck coins on the picture with kumkuma and archana on it. So I didn't ask, but I knew she kept it because she thought Mahalakshmi gives wealth. You'll find it in many shops, prosperity. Here, Mahalakshmi stuff, that also she gives. But that's not what she's really giving. What she's giving you is a spiritual wealth, peace. If you have a lot of wealth and you're miserable all the time, is it any use? If you're peaceful wherever you are, even if you're rich, if you're peaceful, then you have the wealth. King Janaka was a king. But he said, the kingdom doesn't belong to me. It was on fire. I said, why are you not getting worried? He said, before I was there, the kingdom was there. When I go, it will still be there. It doesn't belong to me. Today I'm ruling it. Why should I get upset? He said. That's what made him Janaka and Sita's father. Because that quality, buddhi, that looks at truth as it is, without giving yourself any aspirations and illusions along the way. So, here Shankara says, Bhaja Govindam Modamate, Ma Kuru Dhanajana Yavana Gharvam Harati Nimesha. In a second, in a moment of a blink of an eye, everything can be removed. So therefore, don't go running after that. Go running after Govinda. Say Govinda, Govinda. Not just Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Not with your word. Govinda, the one who knows the Supreme Self. The one who knows the Pranava Mantra, Om, what it really means. Go behind that. Go find out for yourself what it is. That's what he's saying. So now, Kriya Shakti. she works hard to remove suffering from you by giving you suffering, right? That's what Kali does. Tomorrow people will think, should we have another war? You won't jump into war again, no? Unless you're a real idiot, which can happen. Then Mahalakshmi is Icha Shakti, the desire, what you want to have. Mahalakshmi, the desire is to remove suffering, though we know it is because of illusion. No, if I know that the other person who is coming to eat, earlier we had, and perhaps now also, in certain households, they will not allow people who are of a different community to come and sit and eat with them. Why? Because they say he's untouchable, right? When you understand this untouchable, I can be an untouchable in my next birth, and I will be, because I'm constantly disliking that. Hatred binds, love liberates. So that's what is meant by that. You go on with that vasana of disliking something, you will become that something. So best is you know, what a stupid thing I did. Why did I not see that man? Maybe he was somebody in my own lifetime who was born in that family to be taught a lesson. It could be my father, it could be a son. So then I will look on him a little kindly, right? So that is Icha Shakti, which gives you though we know it's an illusion, we still hang on to those same ideas and we don't let it go. And she helps remove that illusion by being Jnana Shakti. Icha gives you the prosperity, the buddhi, that things, and the peace to think, the clarity. Then she comes as the Jnana Shakti within you. Then you realize, oh, it wasn't what that person said. I have understood something. And how it comes to me in the newspaper today, it comes to me in a WhatsApp, because I want to know that I'm synchronizing with that wave. And somewhere somebody also knows it. He gives you the answer. The Supreme Consciousness is acting as a guru in that point. So this Jnana Shakti is called Mahasaraswati. Mahasaraswati acts as Kali by putting your hand in the fire. Somebody says, don't touch the fire, don't touch the fire, it will burn. You'll see sometimes children will go and touch to see what happens, no? So Kali is the mother who will come and put your hand in the fire. Now you want to no, okay, get and know it. So, and they will say so sad, but it is a help by the divine to let you learn from situations instead of just following your own narrative. So, through hard work, we go on working, and hard work not just in knowing that the sadhanas will be given. Certain mantras, I say, if you go on saying this particular mantra, you're aligning with a particular vibration, like Reem, like Rama, the Taraka mantra, like Shreem, the Anutarika. But you can't jump to Shreem right in the beginning. You have to be prepared for that. It's like a first class student saying, I'm going to do my PhD tomorrow. You got to work through the classes, no, to reach that point. So it's like that. You have to have preparation. Otherwise, when your vibration aligns, it won't raise you up. It will create confusion, agitation. That is why they say always go to a guru or go through sadhana. Don't be in a hurry. Don't say, because I've done, some people will say, I've done 1 lakh Ramanamas, nothing has happened to me. So do your action according to your dharma. Don't look for expectations. So and so has to validate me. So and so has to say how wonderful you are. Or such and such a thing has to happen. This is the expectation. You might do your best. The thing can fall apart because that is what it's meant to be. You're not controlling it. Some other consciousness out there is controlling what you get and what you don't get for a very defined dharmic purpose. We don't see it. So the more faith you have in the Supreme and know that this is the Supreme Dharma, is of truth. Satyam Dharmam, they say, no, they put it together. The real Dharma is the truth. And the truth is a Supreme Consciousness. It moves through you and takes you where you are ordained to go. We think we are controlling life. We say, I will do this. I will go tomorrow early in the morning, so I'll stand and get the ticket for the something. That day it might rain. because you're not meant to go. Or you go, somebody would have come at 2 o'clock in the night and sat there in a crowd, you don't get it. You're not meant to get it. When you say, where does this happen? I put all my strength into it. Krishna says, don't bother. You do what you're meant to do. What you need will come. Swamiji used to say, Swami Satyanandji, you will never get what you want, but you will always get what you need. So that, how does it happen? Because Supreme Consciousness is in everybody. We put people together because something is needed there. So this is the meaning of today's. Any questions you have? Urgent questions? You should have questions. Even I have questions and I'm nowhere there. Ah. That's why you need to get over the fear of death, because we are moving from one life to other, and we know it mentally like a concept. But if somebody close to you dies, you will cry, because identity is linked with that. If you're going to get sick tomorrow, if somebody tells me you're going to get cancer, so oh my God, what will happen? Why should I bother? It's the body. So you have to reach that point. We have to understand not as a mental concept, but through living through it in different experiences, so that it's nicely packed in the buddhi. That is why we need to go through it. We all say we have no fear of death. Even a rishi, even a sadhu, even a jnani is afraid. Because what happens, you say, I'm not afraid of death. I know what's going to happen. That person is walking on the street, a lorry truck comes near him. You see him jump, no? Not because his mind is not saying. Every cell in your body is wants to prevent extinction. But those cells it contains your DNA, the vasanas. But those cells, even when they die, new cells will replace them, provided you keep them active. So when you do that, you're keeping your brain active. This fear, am I afraid? Am I not afraid? Every time you're afraid, just look at it and say, what am I afraid of? Sometimes there is no reason. For no reason, we get afraid. It's an old vasana right from the beginning. It can be part of your own life, a part of something in somebody's life at some time, which meant something to you, and that memory of which you have not made a closure. So that can happen also. Why am I afraid? So you cannot follow back. Best thing to do that is to say a specific mantra. If you have a mantra given by a guru, say that mantra. Otherwise, you can say any Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, any of these major mantras which will help you. And keep saying the same thing. Om Ramaya Namaha Ramajaya. Whatever, any one mantra. If you get a guru, go to a guru and get a diksha. Because when a guru gives you a mantra, he is not looking at you as you are. They ask you for your birth details, give your birth. According to that, they'll see the dashas and what is really your difficult thing and what is your good thing. And they'll give you a mantra which aligns with what helps you to go in the straight path and which will not aggravate what you're struggling with. So we'll chant Om. Tomorrow will be a little nicer because we are going into the story of the Devi Mahatmiyam. But I wanted this to be a good background, this fear of death. It slowly goes, slowly. It won't immediately go. So long as it ripens to the time that there are people, when they are dying, will say, I have faith. I'm not afraid. And they go. My Guru Swami Satyananda, at 12 o'clock in the night, he was 80 something. He called a few disciples and he said, my time has come to go. I'll be going. So some of them cried, Swamiji, if you go, what will we do? And stuff like that. He said, Listen, I never did anything. It is he who did everything. So when my time comes, I have to go. Oh, I'll be going. He said, then everybody watch. He just said, Om, Om. The third Om, head dropped. He was gone. So they will know at that time. Nearing that time, you actually know. Till then, you're afraid. Only when it happens, you know, okay, this is my last moment. Till then, if you've made yourself wise with something, faith in anything, can be in a mic, doesn't matter. You think of the mic as a supreme consciousness, it will give you an inkling at that time. You see the mic and you'll suddenly remember the supreme consciousness. I know I'm not going to die, I'm only leaving this body. So that's how many wise people go. Is that? Correct. You see, when you go on thinking of one thing, always you're thinking of that. So at the moment of death also, you'll be thinking of that only. So they say, think of something good, something powerful which will help you. So say the name of whichever God appeals to you. It can be Jesus, it can be Yahweh, it can be Allah. That doesn't matter what name you call it. But something that to you in your mind is supreme consciousness, that which will be my refuge. Many people call her Ma, the mother. So those are things made to help our mind get accustomed to something. Then you go on repeating it with faith. Then when that time comes, that faith will come to you, won't be afraid. And you'll carry that memory into the next life because you're not dying anyway. Then the next time you're born with a lack of that fear. Okay? So let's chant Om 3 times. I was thinking of showing you another picture, but no time today, no? Is there time for that? Do you all have time to stay? Then can you show the regeneration picture? That will hardly be about 10 minutes. Okay. Just watch this. It's not very long.
If anyone has ever tried to tell you that you've changed, they're right. Well, probably not for the reasons they think, but on a more technical level. Our bodies are constantly changing as our atoms recycle and as our cells divide. Some of your body parts are just a few weeks or even days old. Just how long the cells in certain areas last depends on how much work they do and the type of environment they are in. For example, your taste buds have an average lifespan of between 10 to 14 days. But environmental factors, such as, say, piping hot coffee, could shorten that lifespan by quite a bit. As another example, your lungs replace the old cells with new ones every 2 to 3 weeks. The cells lining your stomach exist in a highly acidic environment, and therefore they are replaced about every 5 days. Red blood cells live for approximately 4 months in the body before they are replaced. On the other end of the scale, some cells take much longer to regenerate. Your skeleton completely remodels itself and replaces all of its cells every 10 years or so. This is roughly the same amount of time it takes for our fat storage cells to completely recycle. Then there are cells in your body that live for many decades, such as the hippocampal neurons in your brain that are replaced every 20 to 30 years. There are also cells that stay with you for a lifetime and do not regenerate. Your permanent teeth are just that, permanent, and they never regrow. Your eyes are one of the few body parts that don't really change during your lifetime. The only part that is constantly being renewed is the cornea, which is the top transparent layer. Neurons in the cerebral cortex, the brain's outside layer that governs memory, thought, language, attention, and consciousness, stay with us from birth till death. Until recently, it was thought that the heart couldn't renew itself. However, a study showed that our hearts have stem cells that can replace old heart cells with new ones at least 3 to 4 times over a lifetime. Obviously, it's good for us that our cells are constantly being recycled. Imagine if the taste buds that you burnt off with coffee or tea were gone forever. But, as it turns out, this constant recycling of cells is ultimately what leads to our death. As our cells divide, information in our DNA is slowly lost over time. Everyone is familiar with this concept, but you may know it by another name: aging. Eventually, cells divide themselves to a point where they can no longer continue, and they start to die. Over time, the dying cells outnumber the dividing cells, and our bodies slowly start to deteriorate on a cellular level. As it turns out, we may be able to prevent this. But that is a discussion for another video.
You would like life to change for the better, no? Come in another form. So this is why I said you have to understand that this is what death is about. Every cell dies, and we are all dying moment to moment, but we don't recognize it. People in the cosmetic industry use this for advertisements. They tell you, use this cream and your face will look different in 4 weeks. The thing is, it's not because of the cream, but the cells are being changed every 4 weeks. So that's the way it is. So Hari Om Tat Sat. Let us chant Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. So we'll meet tomorrow.